Hello, this is Ruth Ann McKinnon. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a quick film on this month's empty bottles of perfume. They're things that I've gone through, not things that I purchased this month, but things that I've finished and emptied this month. So I have several. I'm just going to get started. The first one is a perfume oil. This one is by Maison and it's called Pink Musk. So Pink Musk, of course, is just a generic term for a white musk with some floral notes. Typically, Pink Musk is very sweet. And if you've ever tried some of these musks from the Middle East, they're really not much like the traditional old school type of understanding of musks. The Middle East, when they make musks, they tend to, of course, that is the base, but they add a lot of sweetness and florals to them. And they tend to be very fruity, floral. This Pink Musk is no exception. It's not really fruity, it's more floral, like a pink, rosy, happy, girly white musk. Hard to imagine anyone disliking it. I really enjoyed it, and it was very inexpensive. I purchased this on Amazon, and it was under $20, and I probably bought it a couple years ago. It lasted a really long time, lasts for hours. Like any skin oil, especially musks, they don't project well. They tend to be skin scents. But in saying that, that doesn't mean you don't enjoy it. So I'm not talking about a fragrance that you have to put it on your hand, you've got to put your nose on your hand to smell it. No, I usually wear mine on my neck, upper chest, and then I get to enjoy it and smell it all day long. I'm not sure if that's how other people wear it, but that's a strategy that works well for me. Next up, I have another perfume oil. This is called Soft by Rehab. I typically, or the last couple of years, for Lent, I give up spray perfumes, and for several different reasons, but it is a penance in a way because I love spray perfumes. I love to really douse myself in them, and when I limit myself to oils, I have always enjoyed oils. I enjoy them year round, but it's just a blunting of my enjoyment of perfume because you have to wear more of it, apply it more often. It's just a bit more of a struggle. So I used up several bottles. Soft is really I've heard people call it a dupe for Britney Spears' Fantasy. I don't agree. I think it's more of a dupe for Pink Sugar. It's really a vanilla cookie sugar without so much of that burnt sugar scent. It's very pretty, very sugary, very sweet, and it's great for layering, and it lasts for hours and hours. Very inexpensive. The only thing I really don't like about Rehab, their fragrances are great, but their rollers are horrible quality. They must get the absolute cheapest on the market, and the balls themselves don't come much up off the top. So you really struggle to kind of get it. Oh, I'm getting a little bit on my finger there. You kind of struggle more with the Rehabs. But you know, what do you expect for this? Is probably $4.99. If you want the biggest bang for your buck in terms of perfume, Rehab is the way to go. Next up, I have another Rehab. This one is called Sandra. Now this is a dupe for Britney Spears' Fantasy. So this is my little 1 ounce bottle of Fantasy. They smell exactly the same. Sandra is maybe a little more cakey than Fantasy. Fantasy, from what I understand, when it first came out, I wasn't aware of it back then. I didn't wear it back then, but it had a little more of a cupcake, and that has been reformulated out. Sandra has more of the cupcake in it. I would say it's really pretty. Very easy wear and long lasting. And then I have one more Rehab. This one is called Golden Sand. And this is beautiful. This is a beachy, sandy, sweet fragrance. It's like if you're eating a lovely vanilla cupcake at the beach. It's absolutely gorgeous. Vanilla, sugar, with a bit of that golden sand. It doesn't have the ocean water scent. It doesn't have that ozonic quality. It's really more of a sandy. I don't know, I'm having a hard time explaining it, but it's really nice. It's like a cupcake with a little bit of coconut. Probably that's what's been added to make it a little more beachy. But this Golden Sand by Rehab was just a lovely wear. Highly recommend it. Next up, I have a, oh, excuse me, sorry, I knocked my camera. Her Secret by Antonio Banderas. You're probably sick of seeing this from me. I think this is the third time I've had this in my empties. And I can't lie, I really enjoy this. Obviously, this is the third bottle I've gone through in a short period of time. You can get these in tester bottles, and this is a tester even though it has a top. I'm talking $12, and that's part of the reason why I go through it so quickly. This is a floral with a little bit of sweetness. It's got some white musk in there. It lasts surprisingly a long time. I get about 4 to 5 hours out of it. I have designer perfumes that don't last as well as Her Secret does. And I've tried some others by Antonio Banderas, and this one is probably the longest lasting one I've had. Now, I haven't tried them all. I'm not an expert on this house. I've only tried maybe 4 of them. This one is by far the longest lasting. This Her Secret has a lot of flankers, none of which I think I've tried. But this has got a powdery floral, and it's just kind of addicting. It's just very pretty, very easy. And I don't feel at all bad about just wearing it like crazy, spraying my room, spraying my bedding, because it's so cheap. So if you're looking for just an easy reach, Her Secret is a really good option. Next up, I have, this is a Juicy Couture. I bought this, I don't remember now if this was a used bottle or a tester because it didn't have a cap. And this is called Peace, Love, and Juicy by Juicy Couture. And the reason I picked this up is because it was compared to Chanel's Cristal. And I just have an absolute love. Cristal is in my top 5 loves of all time for perfumes. And this is really a fresh. Number 1 is fresh. Number 2, it's got some sweet florals. Number 3, it has a lovely greenness. The greenness is really in the background, and it really kind of adds as a support and gives a lot of character to the fresh florals. It smells really preppy. It's not at all like what I would expect from Juicy Couture, because I'm not a big fan of that house. Their stuff is just a little too juvenile, a little too sweet for me. In my opinion, it's even more juvenile than Britney Spears. And it's overpriced and overhyped. But this is an exception because of that greenness. It smells like galbanum, and I didn't actually look it up. But the combination of the green galbanum, I think is galbanum, and the fresh notes mixed with the florals, it is just a perfect blend of beauty. It smells a little hippie, it smells a little clean and fresh, it smells a little preppy. It's just an all-around fabulous fragrance. And I went through the bottle quickly. It's only 1 ounce. I would love to get a full bottle. I've heard it's been discontinued, but I don't know that for sure. Peace, Love, and Juicy, a big love of mine. Great fragrance. I have 2 more. I have another oil. This one is called Amuze. Read that, A-M-U-Z-E. And it's just called Musk. And I purchased this a couple of years ago on Amazon. This is a beautiful, plain yellow musk. A lot of Middle Eastern companies, like I said earlier, they mix their musks with a lot of sweetness and florals and fruits. This is not that. This is just a beautiful, pure yellow musk. Yellow musk is a earthy, human-like quality to it. It smells like a young, healthy woman who's clean, who's at the beach, there's no body odor. Now, musk can go body odor. This does not do that. This is just a beautiful, animalic yellow musk without the soapiness that some yellow musks have. And it was gorgeous. And a lot of compliments. I got a ton of compliments on this. I had set it aside as one of the perfumes I wanted to use up. And so I wore it quite a bit. And this one is not a roller ball. This actually has a glass wand. And the bottle, the cap is metal. The bottle is a thick glass. The bottom has a real metal. It's got a real weight to it. This is packaged like it would cost $100, but I don't think I spent more than 20 on it. And I bought this on Amazon. I don't know if I already said that. Anyway, highly recommend if you like plain skin musks. Beautiful. Now, this is not a safe for perfume-free zone yellow musk. This projects a little bit much. I think if you really just did a tiny drop on skin, you could probably get away with it in perfume-free zones. I didn't do that. I wore it all over the place, and then I used it to layer. And this would layer with anything, literally anything. It's just one of those go anywhere, do anything, beautiful fragrances. If you don't like perfume, this would be perfect for you. Anyway, you have to like musks, but you know, my husband absolutely loved it. I'm telling you, I would come after a bath, I would put this on, come walk through our home, and he'd be like, oh, what are you wearing? I just love that. Wear that more. So anyway, highly, highly recommend. I have one more, and this is Kim Kardashian's Pure Honey. Now, this is absolutely gorgeous. These bottles can be had for about $12 to $13 on eBay. I have no idea what it retails for on Amazon, but absolutely gorgeous. This is, just like it's named, a pure honey. There's a yellowness to it, happiness. It almost reminds me, it almost goes in the direction of wild honeysuckle without quite getting there. So when you smell it, there's this wild honey sweetness, and it's got this happiness to it, and the juice itself, although the bottle is empty, is a warm honey-like color, and it's got a warmth and depth to it. I'm really surprised that a celebrity scent, and I like a lot of celebrity scents, I shouldn't say that, but this is one of my favorites. It really, really is good. And I'm no expert at Kim Kardashian perfumes, but there are a couple of them that I absolutely am wild for, and this is one of them. If you like sweet honey, there's really no development to it. It goes on sweet honey, stays sweet honey. It is that from the beginning to the end. Sweet and beautiful. For me, it lasts about 4 to 5 hours. Another one of those, inexpensive. I can lavish myself in it and wear as much of it as I want. And it's also very beautiful and attractive. Hard to understand why anyone would dislike it. It's gorgeous. And that's all I have for Empties. Thank you so much for watching. I am also going to film a haul video today, and I will be posting that shortly. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.